Hi, good evening, GCs. How you doing this great Friday evening? It's so nice to be on the radio show today, the Good Citizen Radio Show. My name is Dami Vera Cruz. I am Bekame, the host, couldn't be here this evening. He had another important engagement to be at. Well, I'll be your host for this evening on the Good Citizen Radio Show that is proudly produced by CSR in Action and sponsored by Aspire Coronation Trust, ACT Foundation. You know, ACT Foundation is a grant-making organization, established in 2016 to support local, regional, and local non-profit organizations working to address the various challenges across the African continent. And they are very much a sponsor of the show. The show is focused on leadership, and we actually try to promote good citizenry and encourage good citizenry and unity in Nigeria. As usual, just give an interesting fact about Nigeria, really. Nigeria is actually home to 7% of the total languages spoken on Earth, which is a very interesting fact, really, that, Taraba State alone has more languages than 30 African countries. Our country is very unique and very diversified in so much culture and so much, unity as well. And, there's so much that we can derive from our diversity. And, it's our diversity that makes us one. It's our diversity that makes us unique, and that makes us one Nigeria. Most of us have already been aware of the of what's been going on in the news lately, especially for the outbreak of the Lassa fever. And this is really concerning for us. And, it's always be very careful nowadays. Be very careful wherever you are. Wash your hands. If you have any symptoms, if you have a cold, anything, please do not take it for granted. Go see the doctor. And the other one that has been trending so far is actually the spread of the coronavirus, which started in China. And this is also another worrying virus, I think the World Health Organization yesterday declared this either yesterday or today, declared this a global crisis. And so therefore we have to start taking things seriously. And some of the symptoms are actually similar to having a flu. You experience fever, cough, or having trouble breathing. So if you have any of these symptoms, even if you have a cold or you have a catarrh, just check it. There's no recorded occurrence of the coronavirus in Nigeria, and I really hope that doesn't happen, but if you have any symptoms of anything, please do not hesitate to go to the doctor. And the World Health Organization, who actually commended China for having to manage the situation in the market where it started in China, and they've been doing everything possible to ensure that this doesn't spread more than it has. And that will bring on a little topic that we have for today, the impact of leadership on institutional performance. It's actually the leadership of China, the leadership of those involved in China that have ensured that things are done properly, that the spread of coronavirus doesn't go any more than it is. And leadership is conceived as a process where one or more persons influence a group of people to move in a certain direction. Leadership has been proven to be a vital factor for improving organizational performance, and this is related in the words of Kenneth H. Blanchard when he said, "The key to successful leadership in an organization is influence and not authority," which I would definitely very much agree with that. Nowadays, leadership is not because you have manager in your title, let's say, or wherever you are, say, he's the manager of this organization, he's the manager of here. No, that is not leadership. You can be you can be a cleaner and still be a leader in your way, because you can be a cleaner and be inspiring and influence every other member of staff in that organization to do something better. It can be as simple as, please, everyone, as you leave, turn off the lights. This is not healthy and this is not sustainable for us. And, if you influence them and, make them understand the reason behind what you're saying, you've become a leader in your own right. And leaders appear at any level of institution and are not exclusive to management, which is what I just explained to you as well. Successful leaders also influence those around them in order to reap maximum benefits. Beyond creating vision, mission, objective, a true leader also handles the strategies, policies, and methods to achieve the organizational objectives effectively. Leaders, there are so many leaders in the world today who have done so much. Even in our own Nigeria, we have Dangote, who is a leader, and we have other leaders in PR, we have leaders in sustainability, we have leaders everywhere. I can't mention too many names, but it's just the way it is. And research suggests that the appropriate leadership style can influence the success and economic growth of both the organization and the employees. On the other hand, ineffective leadership style is known to be one of the many reasons for organizational failure, which is definitely true. And sometimes you have people in organizations where they eventually leave, and they don't that they don't like the workplace, but most people do not leave because they don't like the job that they're doing, but because they do not like the person leading them. There's something about the person's character, there's something about the way the person behaves that chases them away, which is definitely an effective style of leadership. There are so many leadership styles: the autocratic leadership style, the democratic, the Platonic, and all that. And those kind of leadership styles are very different per individual as well. And the role leadership plays in an organization cannot be overemphasized. The main aim of many companies is to accomplish its stated objectives. Hence, the need for effective leaders to coordinate and motivate its employees. Unfortunately, some companies do not take account of the leadership style adopted by their managers. Identifying individual leaders is central to evaluating the leadership qualities and effectiveness, especially as it relates to organizational goals. It is glaring that concerted efforts are required by organizations to improve its leadership performance, which ultimately builds confidence amongst its employees. And this will bring me to a point of introducing, we have a special guest today, who actually is also a seasoned leadership consultant as well. His name is Mr. Sam Omole. He's the managing consultant at Wise Planner Consulting, a financial and managing consulting firm. Mr. Omole is a certified trainer from the Learning Performance Institute UK, and he's also a part-time lecturer at the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University. Please, let's quickly welcome Mr. Omole on the radio show, the Good Season Radio Show. Hello, good evening, Mr. Omole.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining the radio show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Hope you've had a lovely day today.
Yes, workful, trafficful, legal.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining. So you must have heard of a few of the things I've said, and I just have a quick question for you on how leadership affects the organization and institution, affects the country as well. Is there a correlation between leadership and organizational performance?
Yeah, leadership is key to any serious-minded organization, whether it's a conglomerate or we're talking about what you call the SME, the small, medium enterprise.
Yeah.
It's also becoming a major unit in our economic development. You find out that the kind of leadership that any organization have will eventually tell whether the organization will be successful or not.
Okay.
You can't actually separate the leadership skill, style, and management of an organization from the success the organization will eventually have.
Okay, so that means, basically speaking, depending on the kind of leadership, that style that has been had, it will depend on the success of the organization itself.
Yeah, the organizational success is dependent on the leadership style. And,
right. Not necessarily the person, but the style of leadership the person uses to lead the people.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, sorry?
On the leadership.
Right.
Everything rises and falls on the leadership.
Okay, that's great, because from what I understand as well, from what you've just said as well, does that mean somebody who has done, let's say he has gone to school, he has done PhD, and they call him, definitely has no experience in leading people, but he has gone through the process, he has done the school, he is knowledgeable about the work. But if he comes in and takes the role of leadership, do you think he or she can survive in that role?
No, leadership is one of the most practical things that you can go through in a good organization. It's not just about what you have read or what you have learned. It's actually what you have actually gone through. But practical. It's very practical.
Okay.
There's nothing theoretical about it. I have people tell me that, oh, yes, we can lead, we can do this. But by the times when the chips are down, you find out that it's not the same as what you have as your head knowledge.
I see. Okay, I definitely agree with that. And what do you think the role of leadership is in driving organizational growth?
Yeah, they provide strategic direction of the organization. It's not just about what you do on a day-to-day basis. We call that the operational basis of the organization.
Right.
Any organization that will have any meaningful progress must have clear-cut direction, strategic direction, provided by the leaders. Yeah, it's just like the family. The man being the head of the home. Yeah, provide a strategic direction to the family. Without that strategic direction, you see everybody just working aimlessly.
Okay, I do agree with that. And you've laid emphasis on that strategic direction. What does that entail? Being here, you have a direction, you know where you want to go, you have a vision, you have a mission and the rest, but you've just laid emphasis on the aspect that it has to be strategic. Can you just elaborate a bit on that?
Okay, so strategic direction just means a long-range direction, something that is beyond 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You find out that as a nation, for us to even grow, that long-range plan that dovetails into what we do on a daily basis, we do on a weekly basis. Okay. And that long-range plan is what helps us, kind of motivates us, kind of inspires us to be able to achieve our own individual goals and objectives. So if an organization lacks that long-range goal and objective, it's like watching a football match without a goalpost. It's very boring.
Yeah, I get that.
Yes. Everything you do in that soccer football match is directed at achieving a goal. The goal is not achieved, then it's not interesting. If you want to watch a football match and they remove the goalpost, you have a throw, you have a corner kick, you have everything, and there is no goal scored. It is not interesting.
It's not interesting.
For every organization without that strategic goal, it's not going to be. It's going to be laborious. It's going to be tedious. Everybody will just be working. Nothing to inspire them.
Definitely.
And it is the leadership provides that strategic long-term goal that makes everybody to wake up and want to come to work on a daily basis and become productive. So without that goal, what you just see is activity, not productivity.
That's deep. That's deep. And
people will just be working, but
nothing is. Right. I see. That makes a lot of sense.
It's emotion and no progress.
Okay, I see that. And in organizations nowadays, you have different styles. Like I'm sure you are very much aware of the various styles of leadership, and you have various styles. But which one would you, as a professional, which would you be more inclined to, as someone who's leading? Is it the autocratic style or the democratic?
That's why I said earlier on that it's not just about the theoretical. You can learn the theory, leadership, but you see, when it comes to application, it's a mixture of many things. You can use, in some places, autocratic leadership style. You can use it depends on the organization in which you are looking at, and also the particular time in the life of the organization, what kind of leadership style was.
Right. Yeah.
So if you look at the management theory, for example, you have the theory X and Y. Theory X tells you that people are willing to work and things. Very well tells you that people are not willing to work. So depending on the kind of people that you are leading at a particular time, you then bring in the leadership style that you need, and the people will want. It could be motivational. It could be kind of set rules in terms of autocracy and things like that.
Okay.
But depending on the organizational situation, then you can then bring out the leadership style that you need to work with.
Okay. That's
so
very.
we could go ahead and start talking about theoretical leadership work, but I'm telling you, it's of no use. A good leader must study.
Yes, definitely.
Know what motivates. Some wants to be motivated by work.
Yeah.
Motivated by word. Some wants to be motivated by discipline. Different things, and you don't even use the same thing for everybody in the organization. That is why in an organizational hierarchy, so much so you have the number of people that can report to one person. So you can't have like 200 people reporting to you. You are not going to be effective. So you have to create that hierarchy. That will be effective in reaching to every single person within the organization.
I see. Okay,
so
that's great.
It takes a lot of reading, understanding the psychology of the people,
right,
and be able to approach it in a way that will motivate them. So different people with different motivational levels. If you also look at the Abrahamic Maslow hierarchical,
yes,
some people at that top level are motivated by their own work. Talk about self-actualization, but at the baseline, you are looking at the social needs,
I think so. Yes.
So you have to look at the level at which the people are and be able to motivate them based on their level. So it's a whole lot of. It's like you want to cook a soup. No one ingredient will make up the soup.
Yes, definitely.
It's a mixture of different things. That's why leadership is quite not theoretical.
It's a lot practical.
And also based on where you are. I mean,
at the
Africa,
time,
Asia, Europe, different thing motivators.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I know we have always such a little time, and just a quick one, just to round up. What do you think, or how does one, in an organization setting, even as Nigerians now, let's leave it, let's take it out of, the organizations. As Nigerians, how do we now become more? How do we have that kind of leadership that we need? How do we become the leaders that we are, that we want?
I think two things: structured training, structured training for leadership, and mentoring.
Okay,
that is the unstructured training. I'll give you 50-50. So I won't just look at you going for classes, learning about leadership style and skills without having proper mentoring, which is off the classroom, where you can learn other things effectively from people who are masters in the field. So whatever you have read, whatever you have learned in class, you have an opportunity to see in play out practical manners and practical ways. So I'll give you 50-50. So I'll say, look, find leadership courses that you can learn on, and then also look for people within the sphere of your society.
Okay, so learn from people, take leadership classes, and find a mentor that you wish to emulate.
So if you're in a business, you can have business mentor. If you're the family, you can have family mentor. If you're in politics, you can have political mentor. Just someone that you respect. And you believe that. And who's a mentor, for example? A mentor is somebody whose past is your own future. I've gone through. That's what I'm praying that you get to. If you find that person, you can actually, and one of the problems that makes leadership mentoring not to work around here is people look beyond learning. They want people who will give them things. So I would say mentoring is not sponsoring.
Okay, thank you.
It's not giving you money, material things and stuff like that. You want to be willing to learn through questions and answers.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your tips on how we can be leaders wherever we are as well. Thank you so much again.
You're welcome.
All right. Do have a lovely evening, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Hi. Okay. Welcome back. And that was Mr. Omole on the line, and he has just given us a few tips on leadership as well. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, you'll be able to call in. The numbers to call is 0700 923 923 923, and the line again is 0700 923 923 923. Let's go on a break.
The Aspire Coronation Trust, ACT Foundation, is a non-profit organization established to help local, national, and regional non-profit organizations working to address the challenges and associated vulnerabilities across Africa. Our interventions are focused on 4 key areas, which are health, entrepreneurship, environment, and leadership. At ACT Foundation, we believe that together we can make a difference. So, let's come together to make the positive social impact we desire in our world.
Hi, welcome back to the Good Citizen Radio Show. My name is Dami Vera Cruz. I'm your host for this evening. If you want to call and make contributions on the impact of leadership for institutional growth, you can call in 0700 923 923 923, and we have a call. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening. My name is Kingsley.
Okay.
I'm calling from Accra.
Okay, good evening, Kingsley. Good evening. And what contribution do you have for us today? Or do you have a question?
Sorry?
I said, do you have a question or contribution?
I have a contribution to make. I'm a first time.
Oh, congratulations, first-time caller. Who? Yes, please. Okay.
I listened to your guest, and I think he has nailed the thing on the head.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is exactly the problem we're going through in the country, where there's too much activity and there's no goal.
Mm.
I think that's our problem, because we base so much on theoretical leadership style,
Mm-hmm.
where you see our leaders just do, what's it called? Do the take it from here and just put it here without checking the effect, looking at the society where you are and what matters, what is the discussion, what are the things that make us up as a people.
Okay.
We've not really find a common ground. That's the things that make us up as a people, the things we should discuss. Not like, okay, because they do it here in US and it's working for them, then you just bring it and just implement it in Nigeria and just think it will work.
Yeah.
Because we are different people, we've had different experiences and we've gone through different things in life. So there's no way you can compare an average American to an average Nigerian based on what you know, the situation, the environment, and everything.
Yes.
So I think that was on point.
Thank
you. It was
you.
very much on point. I love everything you said.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And if there's a way you could take this to the leaders, I know some of them listen, they just don't care. So that they should find a common ground.
Yes.
What makes us up as a people.
Yes.
So we can start from building our nation.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much for your contributions.
Thank you.
All right then. Okay, that was Kingsley from Aja, and I mean I do respect his contributions as well. And unfortunately, we are already running out of time. We have so much. When we talk about leadership, there's never really enough time. There's so much to discuss as well. And as you remember, last week, Becca may mention that we have new partners on the show, Hype and Steam and Ryan John. Yeah, so definitely Hype and Steam is an online fashion store, as you know, and there's obviously Valentine is coming So actually, Hype and Steam is actually doing some Valentine's Day or Valentine's season shopping and discounts, and they are actually giving 70% off all items. Yes, actually 70% off all items on their websites. Just go to www.hypeandsteam.com.ng. You would get various clothing, shoes, you have bags, wristwatches, sunglasses, and the rest. And and we are also giving out free wristwatches on social media through courtesy of Hype and Steam on our handle. If you just go to our handle at goodcitizensng.com at goodcitizensng rather, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we also have Ryan John, also doing the Love Valentine season, and they are actually giving out, eyelashes for 5 people, and all you just have to do is follow them on social media as well, Ryan John Beauty Studio, at Ryan John Beauty Studio, and they're actually 24-hour studio in Lagos, in Lekki, Lagos. And you can always visit them and just give them a call on 0909-387-9239. That's 0809-387-9239. It's been a lovely evening for all of us here at the Good Citizen Radio Show. Thanks to the team at CSR in Action. Thanks to Inspiration FM for being a great partner. And also thanks to ACT Foundation for sponsoring this lovely show. We wouldn't be here without all of you and without them as well. Remember to be the leader that you want to be. Be the leader that you want to be. Be the leader that can take this nation forward. You can start from wherever you are, from your home, and you can affect your community, and you can affect the nation from there. Do have a lovely evening. This is the Good Citizen Radio Show. We are live again next week, Friday at 8 p.m. on Inspiration 92.3 FM. Do follow us on social media at Good Citizen NG on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are having giveaways this week. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome this week, upcoming week. Do have a lovely weekend, and good night.